In the distant future, Earth faces the dire threat of overpopulation, which will doom the planet. In anticipation of an ecological collapse, humanity opts for a contingency plan: the transformation of Mars's atmosphere to support human life, known as terraforming. The initial step involves growing a basic life form, such as moss, on the Martian surface. This moss, in turn, would contribute to elevating the planet's temperature to match that of Earth. For the purpose of spreading the moss, specially engineered cockroaches are dispatched. Fast forward to the year 2597, in a bustling Tokyo, two criminals by the names of Komachi and Nanao find themselves pursued by law enforcement. Despite their frantic efforts to escape through the crowd, they are apprehended. However, the situation takes an unexpected turn as a futuristic vehicle hovers down from the sky and gently lands nearby. Within this vehicle are Dr. Honda and his assistant, who have come with a proposition for the fugitives. Their intention is to enlist Komachi and Nanao in a remarkable mission, becoming integral to the colonization of Mars. The mission entails journeying to the Martian surface to eliminate the now redundant cockroach colonies. In exchange for their participation, Dr. Honda pledges clemency for their past transgressions. Eager for a chance at redemption, the duo readily accepts the doctor's offer. Skip ahead 2 years, and Nanao and Komachi have undergone rigorous training, now prepared to embark on a voyage to Mars alongside other individuals who share their criminal background. Their vessel, aptly named Bugs 2, hurtles through space on this audacious journey. Nanao consistently harbors doubts regarding the competence of their team, given its composition of individuals with dubious backgrounds, including thugs and criminals. While discussing this matter with Komachi, their conversation is interrupted by the ship's captain, Keisuke Dojima, who announces the impending landing of the ship on the surface of Mars. In response, Nanao issues orders for everyone to ready themselves for the landing procedure. Once the ship finally touches down on the planet's surface, they observe a striking transformation. Mars, once characterized by its red hue, now resembles Earth, adorned with verdant moss. Lieutenant Mina takes charge by deploying a device that releases chemicals into the air, designed to exterminate the cockroach population. Following this, Captain Dojima directs the team members to pair up and venture out in twos to assess the efficacy of the eradication process. As the pairings are established, a peculiar situation arises when team member Asuka expresses an unexpected desire to collaborate with the group's computer specialist, Ikaro. Captain Dojima accepts this arrangement in order to avert any potential conflicts. During their exploration, the team's drones detect the presence of another ship named Bugs 1, dispatched a decade earlier in close proximity. Captain Dojima establishes communication with a doctor and conveys their readiness for initial contact. The doctor's excitement is palpable as he anticipates the outcomes of the mission. Subsequently, the teams disembark onto the Martian surface, commencing their search for deceased cockroaches. This search leads two team members, Jen and Maria, to an unexpected realization: a conspicuous absence of cockroaches on the moss-covered terrain. As their quest continues, an abrupt encounter awaits them. 3 enigmatic entities loom before them, prompting the pair to swiftly take cover behind a rock in apprehension. Meanwhile, Komachi and Nanao, engaged in their own hunt for deceased cockroaches, stumble upon the same extraordinary creatures. Komachi's fascination gets the better of him, leading him to wave at the creature. In a matter of seconds, the creature launches a sudden attack on Nanao, swiftly snapping her neck. Vanishing in an instant, the creature abandons Nanao's lifeless body on the ground. Overwhelmed by grief, Komachi cradles her in his arms. In a timely manner, Jen's team arrives, recounting their own encounter with the creatures, which has claimed Asuka's life as well. Hastening back to the ship, they relay the disturbing news to Captain Dojima, only to uncover that he had possessed knowledge of these creatures from the outset. The captain had been instructed by the doctor to withhold this information from the team members. Revealing a grim truth, Captain Dojima explains that the cockroaches dispatched 5 centuries ago underwent a rapid evolutionary process due to copious radiation exposure. Consequently, they have transformed into formidable beings surpassing human strength. At this juncture, the doctor manifests as a holographic projection before the team, assuaging their concerns with his assurance that preparations for this pivotal moment had been underway for a considerable duration. The doctor unveils a solution in the form of specialized injections, each tailored to endow every member with superhuman abilities derived from various insects. These injections will enhance their DNA through fusion with insect genetic material. Armed with these unique powers, they can confront the evolved cockroaches head-on. However, the team's inclination is not towards combat, but rather an immediate return to Earth, aiming to terminate the mission. Their intentions take a back seat as their spacecraft becomes encircled by the creatures. Displaying valor, a courageous member named God Lee volunteers to divert the cockroaches, granting the others an opportunity to restart the craft. Administering the doctor's concoction, Lee undergoes a rapid and transformative mutation, assuming a hybrid form akin to a blend between human and ground beetles. This alteration empowers Lee to emit flames, emulating the traits of beetles. Engaging in a fierce clash, Lee employs his newfound abilities to fend off the cockroaches, who prove to be equally formidable. His fiery onslaught repels the creatures momentarily, scorching their exoskeletons. Tragedy strikes as a cockroach swiftly eliminates Lee. Meanwhile, another cockroach latches onto the spaceship, breaching its windows and infiltrating the vessel. In an instant, 2 members fall victim to the creature's assault, instilling terror among the survivors. Swift action is taken by the captain, who self-administers the transformative drug. Undergoing a metamorphosis with the genetic traits of bullet ants, renowned for carrying loads many times their weight, the captain gains newfound strength. His enhanced form allows him to effortlessly subdue the invading cockroach, decisively ending its threat. Despite a brief moment of jubilation, the team's elation is curtailed as a horde of cockroaches converges on the ship's location as indicated by radar readings. In the face of insurmountable odds, the decision is unanimous to attempt a desperate escape and return to Earth. However, as Lieutenant Mina endeavors to initiate liftoff, the ship's engines falter and the system abruptly shuts down, a glaring sign of deliberate sabotage aimed at preventing their departure. Rapidly formulating a strategy, the captain's mind races to devise a solution in the face of this dire situation. He proposes that the team head to the Bugs 1 to retrieve all essential components required for repairing Bugs 2, while he takes on the task of combating the cockroach threat. The consensus among the team is unanimous, although Ikaro voices a request to remain behind and provide assistance to the captain. Prior to embarking on his journey to the other ship, Komachi pays his final respects to Nanao's lifeless body. He notices unusual strands emanating from her mouth, yet he doesn't think much of it. Subsequently, the team boards the Mars rover, which must traverse through a swarm of cockroaches. A team member named Tezuka steps forward, offering his aid to steer clear of the creatures, and administers the transformative drug. This catalyzes his evolution into a Mackley bug, armed with the ability to expel high-speed flame projectiles in gaseous form. He employs this power to propel the Mars rover ahead, clearing a path through the cockroach-infested vicinity. Concurrently, within the ship, the captain engages in an intense struggle against the incessant influx of cockroaches. Determinedly, Ikaro makes his way to the control room and executes a maneuver to expel the ship's oxygen, inducing suffocation in the invading insects. This tactic proves effective, causing the cockroaches to succumb to unconsciousness. However, the adverse impact of oxygen depletion takes its toll on the captain and Ikaro, causing both to collapse. Simultaneously, the rover's occupants observe an ominous sight: a massive swarm of cockroaches rapidly approaching. Upon closer inspection, they are taken aback by the sheer magnitude of the wave, containing millions of these creatures. Despite the daunting challenge, Tsuka remains undaunted, channeling his power to propel the rover through the swarm, culminating in a successful passage to safety on the other side of the cockroach surge. Undeterred, the group presses onward, but their progress is short-lived as another, even larger wave of cockroaches looms. Realizing that the combined threat is overwhelming, Tsuka, Maria, and Osaku opt to embrace their hybrid forms. The trio valiantly fights off the horde, but the intense struggle causes the rover to overturn and crash forcefully. As they are hurled to the ground, the rover's occupants lose consciousness, while the autonomous rover guides them to their intended destination, the Bugs 1. Regaining their senses, the team finds themselves within the Bugs 1, with 2 members stationed as guards at the entrance. Mina initiates a diagnostic scan of the ship, revealing an alarming discovery. The ship is transmitting data to an unknown recipient on Earth. In a moment of turmoil, the group hears the ominous echo of gunshots and rushes outside, only to find the guards slain. The cockroaches have commandeered the weapons from the bugs and are utilizing them in combat. Faced with dire circumstances, Komachi seizes a decisive opportunity by self-administering the transformative drug, metamorphosing into a formidable hornet. Empowered with newfound abilities, he punctures the cockroaches' bodies, dealing fatal blows. Following suit, Jen undergoes a similar transformation, embodying a desert locust capable of extraordinary leaps, while Mina adopts the form of a praying mantis, employing slashing attacks against the cockroach adversaries. Through combined efforts, the team swiftly eliminates the cockroach threat. In a shift of scene, the focus turns to the doctor's actions as he places a call. The conversation is intercepted by one of the cockroaches, which picks up the phone and surprisingly speaks to the doctor. He warns the insect not to approach Komachi after his transformation, given the extreme danger posed by his insect-like abilities. After concluding the call, the cockroach enters the bug's tube and re-establishes the ship's oxygen circulation. Following this, the creature undergoes a remarkable transformation as Asuka emerges from its divided body. The revelation shocks the team, dispelling the belief in her demise. It becomes evident that Asuka had been aligned with the doctor's agenda all along. Injected with a unique power, she gains the capacity to manipulate the minds of cockroaches, akin to the emerald cockroach wasp. This newfound ability enables her to orchestrate conflict among the insects, securing her survival. Subsequently, she eliminates the captain and infuses water into Ikaro's body. Ikaro, too, had been an integral part of the grand scheme from the start. His transformation renders him an Asian coronamide, a creature adapted to endure harsh conditions, requiring only water for reactivation. Their true mission involves procuring a cockroach egg for Earth, intended to bolster the Japanese military. The supposed mission to exterminate cockroaches was merely a diversion, masking their true intent. Ikaro and Asuka depart with the egg, yet midway the egg hatches, giving rise to two highly evolved cockroaches. Asuka's attempts to control them prove futile, as these creatures far surpass their counterparts in evolution and power. They slay Asuka and summon additional reinforcements from the surface. The swarm of cockroaches latching onto the ship triggers a malfunction, causing it to crash near the Bugs one. The evolved cockroaches emerge from the vessel, issuing orders to the others to attack Komachi and the team. Komachi administers another dose of the drug, hastening his evolution. Confronting the normal cockroaches presents manageable challenges, but the evolved variants prove formidable opponents. Mina falls victim to their assault, losing an arm in the process. Jin administers the second dose of the drug, while Komachi moves on to his third. Empowered by their heightened abilities, they dispatch numerous cockroaches swiftly. Despite their efforts, the creatures remain determined. Jin administers the drug multiple times, each dose propelling his transformation further and rendering it irreversible. In a calculated maneuver, he launches a powerful kick at one of the evolved leaders, decapitating him. Exhausting his newfound powers, Jin's ability to fight diminishes. As the leader targets them, a radiant, magical creature approaches the scene. Its luminous presence captivates onlookers, revealing itself as Nanao, having reached her final form through evolution. Rushing toward Nanao, Komachi's path is obstructed when a cockroach takes a shot at him. The seemingly normal dust Nanao had dispersed, however, reveals itself to be miniature explosives, triggering a series of detonations that engulfs the cockroaches in a fiery cascade. Jin manages to evade the explosion in time, ensuring Komachi's safety. Tragically, Nanao succumbs to the blast. After a period of unconsciousness, Komachi awakens to find Jin wholly transformed into an insect. Jin requests Komachi leave him behind, embracing his new existence. With a heavy heart, Komachi heeds the request, embarking towards the ship. Yet on the brink of entry, he discovers the leader cockroach still alive. While Komachi delivers a resolute blow to the weakened creature, he exercises mercy by sparing its life. Within the ship, he encounters the surviving Ikiro, who saves him from a lurking cockroach threat. Finally, the duo initiates the escape pod's launch, departing for Earth as the observing cockroaches look on. Back on Earth, the Doctor realizes Ikaro's intrusion into their system, the unfolding encounter broadcasted globally. His assistant succumbs to panic as the Japanese government's secret operations are exposed to the world. Nonetheless, the Doctor remains composed, revealing his intent to capitalize on the situation. He plans to market the bug's data to other governments eager to procure such technology. The assistant, however, reveals her true colors as a spy for the Japanese government. A bullet is discharged, aimed at the doctor, yet he anticipates the attack, shielding himself with a protective barrier. Swiftly countering, he administers a lethal poison he had prepared for emergencies, eliminating the threat posed by his assistant. Meanwhile, aboard the spaceship, Icaro vows to unveil the identities of all those involved in the covert mission. In response to a query about his aspirations upon returning to Earth, Komachi expresses his intent to construct memorials commemorating those who perished, an endeavor he wishes to undertake before returning to Mars once again.